Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know about how to make this Nan tribute. We're going to be using foliage edge, white chrysanthemum base, and we're also going to be using some clusters of flowers. So let's go. So I've cut all the chrysanthemum heads here. I get packets like this and they come in packets of 5. So I've actually got a Nan, a mum and a design board to do. So I've got 120 stems which are all in here, and that should be enough for the mum, Nan and the design board. Now you need about 9 packs of chrysanthemums and there's 5 in each pack. So I've got plenty enough to get on with here. And then we're going to put these into the Nan now. Right, okay, so I've got a load of chrysanthemum heads here. I've cut them down to about 2 or 3 fingers width, the stem. So I'm going to do this upside down so you guys can see it. But the most easy way to do this, to base the letters, is do lines in the centre with your finger like this. So you know that that's where your central flowers are going to be. Okay, then because we're doing clusters on these, I like to put a cluster on the top of the end. So I'm just going to do a little square or rectangle at the top so I know not to put flowers in that area because there's going to be a spray on it. So I'm just going to place my stems up the line in the centre like this and go all around the whole of the line as well. Okay, then don't put any flowers where we put the square, and then go all the way back down as well on that central line. Make sure you don't leave gaps or anything because we don't want to see any of the oasis. So make sure the flowers are clustered quite closely together but keeping them in that line. And then we're just going to go all the way back up again like so. And then we start to have our full central line here. And then we have to do this on the other side and on the other side. So essentially we're going to have 3 lines. So just follow the central line again, but make sure you don't put it on the corner. Make sure it's still sort of surface level because that's where we're going to put the leather leaf foliage for the foliage edge design. So just put them side by side basically, like so. And then exactly the same on the other side as well. Try and put as many flowers in side by side as you did on the central line. As you can see with a close-up, there isn't any gaps, and when we get round to the top, we basically just have to put the flowers on the outskirt of where we're going to put the little cluster of flowers here. Okay, like so, and then go all the way back down again, making sure there's no gaps. If you need to, just push one of the flowers like this and then put another one just beside it like so. So going all the way down here just like we did on the first row. So this one's got the 3 on there, so that bit is complete. So we're just doing it in the middle piece now of the N, and then all the way down the other side as well. And just make sure, can you see here I'm still putting it on the surface level. I'm not going any further down than the surface level. And then when we get to the bottom of the N, you can just insert them like this. And then all the way back up again. So all the the way up, doing exactly the same technique. And then with this end, it's not going to have a cluster on the top of this line. So then we can just go all the way back down and up again. So you're basically essentially just covering the whole of the surface level of this N. Okay, then if we have a look at the back here, we can sort of put a couple more on the top here, so that bit of surface level isn't showing, and then we'll put the foliage around this bit here, the oasis that's still out. I'll probably do it on this bit as well. Okay, and then that N is done, and we've left a little gap here for the spray. Now we're going to do that for every single letter. So what we did on this N, we're going to do on the A and the other N. So if we put a line up the A like this, like that, and I think I'm going to put a spray in the middle of the A here, so I'll just leave a little square or rectangle so I know not to base that with chrysanthemums as well. And then we're going to do exactly the same. So we've got 2 packs of leather leaf here, so they've got about 15 stems in each one. We probably won't use them all, but I like to have 2 just in case, because we're going to be basing the clusters of flowers with them as well. So smaller leather leaf units like this, and then we're just going to insert the stem at a slant, covering the whole of the oasis here. And then we're going to do a sort of like garland effect, so one on top of the other, like this. So you can see it's flat, but it's covering the whole of the surface as well, so that you can't see the oasis. And you have to do it in all the same direction, all the way around. Okay, just make sure that there's no oasis peeping out. Don't worry if they break a little bit. You can just snap the ends off and put it back in. So we're going to go all the way to the top. So use about 1 and a little bit per line. And then we get to the top here, we can just put one sort of coming out that way. And then we'll do the same on the tops as well, or the bottoms. Tops and bottoms, you can just put them in sort of straight. And then we're going to go back down again this side. So exactly the same all the way down that side as well. Don't worry if there's smaller units coming off, we can take those off as well. So just all the way back down. Try and do it in the same direction as everything's going. I mean, some will stick out, don't worry about that. It just means that you can see the foliage a little bit more. Make sure the stems are right into the oasis as well, so they get a nice water source. So all the way down the crease of the N. That one doesn't want to stick in. And then all the way back up this side. Now this is a bit more fiddly, put it that way, when you're really getting into all the creases. But don't worry, it won't damage the flowers. And then we've got to the top again here, so we can do straight units. So instead of going slanted, put them straight. And on the side here too. And then we can start going down in the same direction again on this side. And then we just have to do this all the way around each letter. Okay, so this is what it looks like with all the greenery on. Now please do go round and make sure that you cannot see any of the oasis. Now because I've been doing it upside down, I'm not 100% sure whether there's any gaps at the front or not. But please do have a check, and then you can just put a few more in if you can see any gaps at all. Like so. Make sure it's all perfect. And then we're going to add the little clusters of flowers. And what we do first is take the top. Oh, let me get a nice one. So take the top of our leather leaf like this. So we need a unit about that big. So I'm thinking about, yeah, so that's the top one. So we're going to make like a sort of mini coffin spray diamond shape. So that's going to be the top. Then we'll get another one. Put one at the bottom like this, and then the rest of our leather leaf, we've got some little bits like this, and these are great for the units that we can put on the outside to make the diamond shape. So if you just put a couple in there, make sure this looks nice. So as you can see, it's forming a sort of diamond shape there. It doesn't really matter if it's a perfect diamond shape or not. I mean, mine's not, because the flowers are going to override it anyway. Then we'll go to the A. We're going to put one of our big pieces here, and another one this side. Then exactly the same. Use the same little units. If they're a bit big, you can sort of just put them into single units and just add the other one there. Oh, if it wants to go in. And then the other N. So with my nan, or with 3 letters, I always like to go like a zigzag, like one up here, one down there, and then one down here as well. So they're all different sort of levels. So they're just not on sort of one level. So the I just goes like zigzagged, if you get my gist. And then just the last one, exactly the same. So one pointing up towards me and one pointing down towards you. Then use the smaller units in the middle. Okay, then we need to flower. So I charge £10 per spray. So I normally put 3 roses in each one at £3 each, and then the filler flower as well. So I'm going to add 3 cerise roses with some gyp in there as well, so it matches the coffin spray that I'll be making as well. I like to just put 1 rose in the middle of the arrangements of each one. Like so. And then another 2 sort of zigzagging, so 1 up here and 1 down there, so it's not in a completely straight line, so it just has a bit of movement in there as well. And 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And 1 just at the bottom here. Make sure they are fully in the oasis so they get a water source. And then I'm going to add the gyp as the filler flower. So I've got 2 stems of gyp here, and if we just sort of snip a smaller cluster off, then try and put it into Oasis because the stems are quite flimsy, so you really need to make sure you find the Oasis in there. So I'm going to put a couple of clusters, maybe 3, to make it more fluffy. And then one this side. If you can't find the Oasis, please make sure your stems don't snap. So that one's snapped here. So that one will just die if we just put that in anyway. So yep, they're nicely in. Then exactly the same on the A as well. That's a bit long. Just one down here as well. Oh, I can see the Oasis there. There we go. It is a bit fiddly, but you do get there in the end. So maybe just even one stem of gyp may do it. You can put more in though. So one here. On this side. And then just a cluster up here as well. And then I need to put another bit of leather leaf here because I can see a sort of gap. It's broken. Okay, so just shove one there. And then try and get that one in there as well. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And then all you need to do is put the feet on the end now. So this is, so basically you can either pull it up and you can put it sort of slanted, or you can put it the other way so it goes like that and it's a bit more upright. I know it's like a bit confusing, but I like to use like the long bit that goes on to the ground like that, so it's not too much upright, and then you just connect to them like so. There we go. So they've got 2 connectors here, as you can see. Let's put one in there. This is the most fiddly part. There we go. And then they've got the feet on and it stands up like this. And then pricing. With the pricing, I charge, if you just want a white base only, it's £35 a letter. If you want to add the foliage, that's £5. And if you want to add a spray, that's another extra £10. So each one of these are £50 each. So this whole tribute, I charge £150 for. And here she is, all in her glory. I hope this video was super duper informative. Please ask any other questions you'd like in the comment box down below, or follow us on socials. Our Instagram's at Gems Floral Studio with a J. We would really appreciate it if you could give us a like and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow and we can make more videos for you. So we'll see you in the next one.